Hi guys, my name is Chelsea and I'm so excited to be on Everyday Mamas, taking over and giving a little tour of our house, talking about how we've decorated on a budget and how we are homeschooling. My baby is napping right now. I have an 11-month-old and I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, all little boys. So I gave the oldest one TV and we'll see how long we can do it without distraction. So when you walk into our home, you kind of walk right into these stairs. And one of the things that used to bother me was that it didn't feel very cozy when you walked in, because this was just an opening and you just kind of walked right into these rooms. So we kept our eyes out on Facebook Marketplace and we found these furnished doors that I just love. They have the old hardware and they match the feel and architecture of the home so well. And yeah, so adding those in has really changed the feeling of both of these rooms and kind of created a little entryway. And then just to the right, when you walk in, are these like peg huts that I had my husband make, and they're so easy, just a pine board and some wooden dowels that he put in at an angle. And oh, that's actually him. He's so cute. Yeah. So this space, I wanted it to be useful, obviously, because we need a place to drop bags and coats and boots and all that when we're in and out every day. But I do try to keep things as minimal as I can on here, and then just leave some space for, some flowers and art, and just to make it a beautiful part of the rest of the room. So yeah, let's start off with this room. This is our family room and definitely where most of our life seems to happen. So I try to keep everything practical, like a leather sofa and white washable slipcover and table, for the boys. That's usually where they do Legos and where we do school and that sort of thing. So let's see. One fun thing about this room is that it used to be a formal dining room when we bought the house. So if you can just kind of imagine where that beam was a wall. Beyond the wall was just like a hallway. And so we tore out that wall, we put in the 2 new lights, and yeah, I love it. So before I go on, I thought I would tell you a little bit more of our story and why I love the topic of decorating on a budget. I think that, especially on social media, on Instagram, it's easy to buy into this idea that you have to put a lot of money into making your home beautiful. You have to buy, the right brands or whatever, and that's just not true. When we bought this house, my husband lost his job several months after we bought it. And so, he got another job and the Lord took care of us. But there was no budget. There was no money for furniture, for all the pretty things that I wanted to do. There was no budget for, hiring a contractor to renovate the house. And I think that we've both learned so much through that. I know that I have, in terms of what really makes a house a home, and even just how to make a house truly beautiful without going out and spending a lot of money. Okay, so if you're wondering now, how do you actually find furniture that you like, then my number one rule of advice is to check out your local auctions. This leather sofa is like an $8,000 sofa that we got for $300, at an auction. This white chair over here, I gave $1 for. And then there's obviously, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace, antique stores, and that sort of thing. But I would say that my best deals have come from auctions. The other thing that, if you were to go through my house and just ask me where I got things, you would probably hear me talk about Amazon warehouse a lot. And that is actually where I just got this gorgeous rug from that I love. It's a Laloy rug. And I paid about $180 less than it normally sells for because I found it on Amazon warehouse. So lighting, rugs, pillows, all sorts of things. Definitely check out Amazon warehouse first. And let's just go now into our other room. And this is kind of like our more formal room. It's supposed to be an office eventually, but my husband is actually building a desk for that corner over there, so I don't think you can really call it an office right now with no desk. So you're going to hear me talk about auctions a lot because this is like a West Elm rug that I paid $40 for at an auction because people who like style and set up homes to sell them will often have a lot of pieces that they just auction off. And the couch back there is a Restoration Hardware couch that we bought off of Facebook Marketplace. And then these two chairs that I really love, and I never would have imagined that I would have something like this in my house. I didn't think that gold velvet was my style. But again, I saw these going up at an auction. Nobody was bidding on them. I got them for $1. And they're just these beautiful little mid-century chairs that once I got them into the space, I really, really love them. One thing that I love to do is just pick up little pottery pieces like that at thrift stores and wherever I come across them. And it just helps to, make things feel a little more casual, not so elevated. And I love having places throughout my home to put flowers in. You'll see a lot of flowers and greenery. And I don't spend a lot of money on it, but I do try to keep it in our weekly grocery budget just to get myself some flowers because, I think that they're food for the soul, right? So you're really seeing about 2/3 of our living space today because normally these doors and these doors over here would open up into a sunroom. But right now we're renovating. We're just pulling everything off. And I don't know. I might show you guys that room in its semi-renovated state. Should I? So those lights right there, we got on Amazon Warehouse for $10, 2 of them. So if I haven't convinced you guys to check out Amazon Warehouse yet, then I hope that will do it. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was this old shelf that we pulled out of our garage when we moved here, and I just love that. I love having pieces that have a connection to the home, that are not only beautiful but also meaningful. And this craziness that's going on up there, that's just, that's what I love to do. I love to keep vases throughout the house. This all came from our yard, and I will update it pretty often. It always looks a little bit different, and So back out in the family room, and I'll just walk you guys into the kitchen. These hanging plants are a new addition that I really love because I was having a hard time, I don't know, finding a way to kind of break up the room just a little bit, since we have the sofa there and then the entry into the kitchen. And yeah, so I just love those. And then come on in. It is a really big old, country kitchen that I love. We've done a lot of work to this room, actually. When we first moved in, there was linoleum on the floor, and we pulled out all of the linoleum, multiple layers of it, and refinished the hardwood floors, and we did kind of like a pickle whitewash finish on them. And we replaced a lot of light fixtures, and we painted all of the kitchen cabinets, but we obviously still have the same kitchen cabinets, the same old stove, countertops, etc. And then the reason that we turned the dining room into a family room is because we had created this little dining nook right here in the kitchen. And yeah, this is where we have all of our meals, and so we just didn't have a need for a dining room anymore. The other thing in the kitchen that I love is this pegboard that we made. My husband actually made it by just taking a sheet of plywood and setting it on top of an actual pegboard, and then using the pegboard as a guide to drill all of the holes. And yeah, it's just like useful, functional, and beautiful. And I love the natural wood tones and just kind of more modern. And then I'll just quickly walk you into our laundry room, which we are hoping to make some updates soon. So if you follow me at Life in a Yellow House, then you can see those. But I wanted to talk quickly about these cleaning tools and products. And I've just found that if I buy pieces that match the aesthetic of my home and that I like, I don't know, it just makes life a little bit more beautiful, because you're going to have your dustpan out most of the day anyways. You're going to have your broom out. You're going to have these things out because you're using them. So you might as well get ones that you like the way that they look. I think I got these buckets on Amazon, and I actually found this little dustpan in the Target dollar section. And Home Goods is where I got my broom, which Home Goods is an awesome source for. And this is the bathroom that we have right off of the laundry room and kitchen. We did install the shiplap ourselves, and we tore out a shower. There was a big shower in here when we first moved in. And yeah, so now it's just kind of a nice little powder room. Thank you so much to everybody who has been following along today. This has been super fun. And I just remembered that I actually have one more thing that I was going to talk to you guys about, and that is homeschool organization. And it's really just a quick and simple thing that I'm going to share, but it's worked out so well for me that I did want to make sure I shared it with you guys. If you live in an older home, then you know that you don't always have a lot of closet and storage space. And so when we started to homeschool, I just felt so overwhelmed by all of the books and even like the supplies, like art supplies, like crayons and markers and paint and glue and all of that. And we didn't have a good place to keep all of that made sense for everyday use, but also kept it all organized and out of sight. So I found this old wardrobe on Facebook Marketplace, and I did paint it just to match the decor of our room a little bit more. And what we do is, I'm just going to show you with the camera, there is just this little, you could use a nail. This is actually an old Dremel bit, and we installed this little, I don't know what this is called. My husband did this, but he picked up this from the hardware store. He installed it. He put a hole right here, and so when you close it, that just kind of drops down. And I love this because it gives me a chance to store all of the things that I don't really want the boys having just free access to all the time, because we do use it for schooling, for a certain use, and then I can also keep Legos and art supplies, kinetic sand, just kind of the messier things. And here we have all of their costumes, which they love, but those can also be really messy. So yeah, this has just been such a great solution for us. I love to pick up baskets from thrift stores, like old baskets and jars and things like that, just to keep everything organized. Down there we have all of their school books and notebooks, and then in this old file cabinet up here is where I keep all of the paint, just to make sure that they don't get into the paint without me wanting them to. And this over here, I'll just reach up, is a chalkboard. It's the Handwriting Without Tears chalkboard for them to practice their letters on. But yeah, it also just works really well with the overall decor of the room. Thank you all so much for following along today, and thank you to Everyday Mamas for asking me to do this. I was a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad that I did, and I had lots of fun. I just love the platform and what Everyday Mamas is doing by using social media to encourage and inspire moms, and to just show that, yeah, we're all just moms, trying to figure out what to make for dinner. And it's a lot more fun if we just kind of open up and get to know each other on here. So I would love to get to know you more, so please feel free to just click over and follow me at Life in the Yellow House if you kind of like what you saw today of what we are doing in our house and want to see more updates. Then that is the place to get the